Okay, so uh, boy. Okay, so just gonna parade ground these guys first. Makes it easier to see what's on the map. So yeah, no music because despite my testing and trying stuff out to see if they would trigger any content ID issues, um, it did. So yesterday's stream got some silence put into it because in places there's obviously copyrighted content. Now why? Because this is a mod, and the music in here is not the standard music from that was included in the original game. So that's the obvious reason why there's a um, why this sudden copyright uh, flag raised against it. Um, well, the thing is, I mean, it's not. Uh, there's nothing I could do about it. I mean, it's not. Again, the music's in the mod. I have to replace old music with the original music, maybe, and even that might not work. I don't know, because who knows? Matrix might have used something that they didn't have permission to use. Who knows? I don't know. It's entirely possible. I mean, copyright's stupid enough like that it could happen. Um, um, so yeah, no more music in here because it's just not worth the trouble. And it was a free. The weird thing is, I mean, it's several minutes of music taken out in two different areas. But as far as I can remember, the music in those sections are the same as music used elsewhere. So I don't know. I'm not sure why only part of it was muted. I just don't understand how the content stuff works. It's just very odd. So it's really just not worthwhile messing with it. No more music. No more music here. Um, it's unfortunate because I didn't get a chance to get feedback on it, whether I should other people might want it left in there, or because well, if it's going to cause me trouble with copyright, then I just don't bother. It's just not worth it. So that's the reason there's no music. I was originally planning to keep it in. Like I said, I did some tests and I thought it was okay, but apparently not. So um, we'll just continue without it. I mean, I've been streaming Steel Panthers World at War enhanced mod for over a year now, and there's never been any copyright issues. So it's only started recently. When some things are on YouTube it started on YouTube with somebody having uh, like the rain sound in again. I think this is because there's a lot of third party changes made to the game, so that's the problem. If I was playing the stock game, then it probably would not show up. I know what I said probably, because I can't be sure. There's no way to be sure actually. Um, like I said, you you would expect that the original game would be fine, but Matrix might have used some music or sound or something, and at the time they thought it was fine, but now it's not. Stuff like this changes because um, you can have permission one time and not have permission another time. It's just because copyright is transferable, and the person who takes it might not buy those contracts. They don't. There's nothing requiring them to buy the same agreements that the previous owner of those things might have had. So if you can have permission now and not have permission, in 5 years or 10 years or 50 years. Remember, it's a long time ago. I mean, it's a very old game, and even the enhanced mod is quite old. The enhanced mod is from was last released in 2009. Um, we've had minor updates, but nothing significant. Um, so yeah, hard to know what to do with it. So it's just simpler for me to leave it out. Um, uh, Snipers, I don't know. Now, one thing that's getting back to the actual game. Now, so we're at 1,000 points, and what I've noticed is that the German units are more expensive enough, have increased in cost enough that I actually have a smaller battle group now than I did under 800 points. It's that much of a difference. Um, Now, I think I could have probably fiddled with it a bit longer and maybe not taken the tanks, for example. I took two 38s, 38Ts, and these very expensive motorcycle um, platoons. Um, so maybe that's why it feels like it's less, but it really feels like it's less. And in fact, I would say yes, it is less. So I think I may have spent my points on things that on too many expensive units, maybe. But it's really because I mean down to this point, right? There's only 170 points left. Just up to this point, that's 170 points. Um, I looked around and I don't know what else I could have. I mean, I'm sure I could have done something else. It's really not a question of I don't know what I could have done. It's there's like so many options, right? So I figured I'd try. You see, in the years I'm trying stuff, and if it doesn't work, so I get a feeling I'm probably going to be severely outnumbered here in this battle because, well, my opponent is much more experienced at picking units, and he would have a better sense of cost versus um, the cost versus usefulness in the battle, right? Whereas I had no idea. So really, this is I'm expecting to have my ass kicked again. Like, what else can I expect? I mean, I don't really have the experience needed to be able to just say, yeah, I think I have a comfortable feeling of where this battle's going to go. So let's just have a look at units. Gonna change, disable those. Um, Set ranges to 0 for them. Anything else? No. Next. So it's going to do it this way. And because this way at least lets me look at information in it, even though this is probably um, quite a bit slower than the other method I've tried. But it allowed me to look at the units. So now, one reason that I was given is that of why the units are more a little more expensive is because they have more experience. But I'm not seeing that. Um, Especially, this is where you would notice it. Not 78. I mean, we're not reaching. Well, that's pretty high. 78 is actually pretty high for a um, if you go up another 2-3 points, then you're actually in elite. So that could justify why that's more expensive. And actually, I think this unit was more expensive anyway. Like obviously, I'm not really paying attention as well as I should. So label the Führer and set range to 0. Anything else in here? No. I actually have quite a lot of smoke ammo. Uh, uh, Light infantry, or so we're gonna um, actually I'm gonna no leave that enabled. I'm actually gonna disable the grenades. They're only good for range 1 anyway, but there may be times when you don't want to use them. I don't know. No, they're not specialized weapons. They can only be used against infantry anyway. So So I see no reason to disable them. Let me set this range to 3. Disable the tank mine. I only got 2 of those. Set the range to 3. Disable the tank mine and set range to 3. And range to 3. Yeah, Twitch is still behaving finicky. I think must be all the E3 stuff. Not being a gamer, I can't be bothered. Range to 0. Leave everything on, but range to 3. Next, tank mines off, range to 3. Next, tank mines off, range 3. Tank mines off, and range 3. Okay, so next one, turn all those off, and range 0. I'm going to leave those on, and range 3. And range 3. No tank mines, range 3. Another reason I turned in tank mines off is because they're a special weapon. I ideally only used against tanks. However, it is a heat weapon, so it can be used against infantry, which is the problem. It would be a waste to use them against infantry unless you're in a pinch. You know, desperate situations. Use everything you got. So that's the reason I'm turning that off as a precaution against wasting it against infantry unnecessarily. Tank mine off. Set range to 3. And next is another Zofira. Turn everything off. And the reason I'm turning everything off with the platoon leaders is and setting the range to 0 because I don't really want them to be fighting unless the situation is really desperate because and the only reason the leaders are there is to rally to provide rally points if necessary. So if the leader becomes suppressed, then because they're in combat, then they that ability ability to rally others is reduced, and wanna avoid that. So I'm going to have the LMGs only fire the LMGs. We'll switch to the rifles if it ever gets down to that. If they ever run out of ammo, which they could, they don't really have full supply here. That's actually very low. Wow. That is actually very, very low. I think they start with 50 rounds as the default. So, Hmm. LMG. Yeah, see, yeah, this one has 47. And range to 3. Yeah, I thought the number was around 50, and this one has like almost full load, um, full ammo load. Uh, like mortar. Now these are I'm gonna disable that. Set range to 0. They should not be opportunity firing at all. I actually don't know if they will. Um, I'm not sure if the 50 millimeter mortar will opportunity fire, but let's not have it do that just in case. So set the range to 0. Also going to set this to different HQ. How do I do that again? W, I think. Um, what? What? I gotta wait. Double click in there. Okay, next. What? Oh, right. This one. So you really should be put here. It's part of that one now, and on to the next one. So turn on that. Turn off the rifles. Set the range to 0. And we're gonna adjust. Add them to D. No, it didn't work. Oh, it did. And the next light mortar. Turn up those, change ranges to set range to 0. And W. Yeah, Panzerjägers. Actually going to turn the SMGs off. Because that would trigger. Well, if I set the ranges to 0, then it would be fine, I guess. Because they won't, since this is armor piercing, they won't use it against anything else. We set ranges to 0, so they won't opportunity fire at all. I don't know. I think so far that's been okay, but it's never really come up, so I don't know if that's maybe not the best thing. So set those off. Set range to 0. I love how this deployment screen doesn't show you anything. You can't tell what unit you're on because it doesn't move that around. It doesn't move the hex that you're actually looking at. So next is the scouts. We'll turn off the tank mines, but I think I'll leave them. Actually, for the leader, we're gonna turn everything off and set range to 0. We'll turn off the tank mines and set range to 1. Mine's off. Range 1. No, this is the leader. We'll turn everything off. Range 0. Scout, no tank mine. They do use them in the event of like if a tank moves adjacent to them, they actually and hasn't spotted them yet. Like if they manage to get a surprise attack, they actually do use the tank mines even though it's turned off, which I found rather useful. Didn't expect that actually. Yeah, set range to 1. Tank mine off and range 1. Yeah, so very likely I'm gonna have to increase to 1200 fairly soon. So I think I'll just do a few more battles at 1000 and because we're in April 1940, so there's a lot more stuff to cover. So maybe battles against the Low Countries and France, and then um, and then we'll increase to 1200 maybe, and then go back to Poland perhaps, just to get a feel of how different that is. Making sure, of course, we don't get the battle goes a little bit differently than it did before. Turn those off and range 0. Yeah, because I mean, with the points per turn, with the points per turn, points per turn victory X's, I was completely lost there, and I didn't play well at all, so it didn't help. Hopefully, I'll do better this time. But I'm a little nervous now because I'm pretty sure that my force is quite a bit weaker than the opposing force. Um, I I don't know. We'll see. Do I want to leave their weapons on? No, we'll just set range to 0 for the 2-man scouts. Weapons on, range 0. Okay, these are the mortars. Turn the rifles off, range 0. Rifle off and range 0. Rifle off and range 0. Rifles off, range 0. For observer, turn that off and range 0. You got no weapons, but so we'll set range to 0. Why not? And that's okay. That's that. Next is this one. The rifles off. Range to 6. Yeah. And range to 6. We'll leave the rifle on, but I'm going to set the range down to 1. Actually, set the range to 0. I'm going to use them as recon. Now, if I'm mainly going to use them as recon, then I probably should just turn that off as well. Avoid them getting noticed. Turn off the bow mounted machine gun. That way the tank won't turn unnecessarily. It's usually very short range anyway, so it's not as effective weapon. Of course, if you, in a pinch, if you need it, and if you look at this, he has. I mean, there's a lot of ammo in there, so it's worth considering leaving it on. Range. Armor piercing 40% at 10 hexes. Drops down to 3420. So probably want to, yeah, so range 10 is probably adequate. Yeah, why not? And bow mount off and set range to 10. Yeah, so actually let's, yes, turn that off and range of 4. Yeah. Turn those off. Range of 4. Turn off and range 4. Kubelwagens. No idea. I think these are gonna be a bad buy, but we'll find out the hard way. Range of 6, I guess, will be fine. So, and actually not sure whether I should leave them on, whether I should actually leave the guns on, because they'll opportunity fire, and that's on the other hand, it's a vehicle, so it's going to get noticed right away, right? Probably long before opportunity fires. So let's leave it on. And set range to 6. I mean, they won't stand a chance. It's the if any considered fire from machine guns will destroy them pretty much instantly. They have no armor at all, so kind of not sure what I've done here. Why do I get myself into these messes? The thing of it is, I haven't really reached a point where I am comfortable with the unit purchase. I have still don't really have any feeling for what would work. So I think it'd be good for me to stay in a certain period of the war. Around this time, or maybe in May 1940, because that's when all the Western Front opened up. So, because that would help keep something stable, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. So, now where we're gonna deploy? Let's have a look. Settings are done. So we're quite far back on this side. Um, on the other hand, we're very close on this side. But it also means it's the exact opposite. Usually, well, in the random ones, I think it's always like that. Whatever path this one follows, the other one follows exactly the same thing, the other start line. Um, yeah, so he's closer on this side. Um, what do we got here for terrain? We have trees and slopes. This is fairly rough terrain. So it rises from here, which is that's 10 already. Wow. Okay, this is all 10. Where they actually height two? Height two. Where's height? Okay, the road is height 0. Um, why is there a height 2? Okay, so this blocks line of sight. You can't. Okay. I don't know. Well, this seems to be. We have height 10, and it rises to about. At this point, it's height 15. There's only one height 10 in there. Height 20. I mean, height 20. There's one height 20, height 20. So some height 20 in there, but most of it is height. Is there a hill? Height 20. Okay, so this area is all height 20. But this is only height 10 anyway. Trying to figure out where. Well, this definitely is mountainous terrain. It's not. It looks. The thing of it is that it's kind of. If you at first glance, it looks like it's very open, but it's not. So actually, um, armor would probably not work that well here. So maybe I did the right thing and not take too many. But still, I still feel like I'm under under strength. So I'm going to start one, maybe as a recon here, one of the 4-man recon there, 4-man recon there. Because they won't be able to. They should not be. I don't think they can be seen. Well, let's find out. So 4-man recon. Yeah. So we'll assume there, there, and there for now, and the other one. Okay, this is high ground, so probably don't want to start there. Okay, that's height 10. That is height 0. What can you see? Okay, so this is move. Yeah, they're starting on height 10, but they'd move into height 5 right away. I think we'll probably start the side a little bit more. So just for an idea of where they're gonna where they might start. Um, Probably want to send some recon up that side. Well, this terrain is it's gonna be very difficult for them to move through. I think it's gonna be very slow, right? Um, don't know if I don't know. I don't know. Um, I do say that a lot, but I actually mean it. um, hmm. So difficult to say here. I mean, they're starting. It's annoying because they're starting on a higher ground, so that they would actually be seen fairly quickly. Um, if anybody's in position to observe them, right? However, as soon as they move off here, which I can't test unfortunately, but I mean, as soon as they move forward, this is height 0, and so it'll only become a problem once they get up to here. Yeah, so actually, I think so if I start further back, well, actually, no, there isn't really a place. If they're going to start further back, it would have to be all the way back here. And that would require them to move over this terrain here, so... Hmm. Now, they have a movement of... what? 11. They won't get very far in the first couple of turns. Um, like 10. Okay, maybe like this, and... now, is anything could be spotted from anywhere over here? Is there any height 30? No, I don't see any highlighted areas very far away. But what are we moving over here? Uh, Starting in height 10. Okay, well, let's go with that for the moment. what else are we gonna do? Let's see. What are the Kubel wagons? What are they? What is their movement? 48. Okay, that's actually not bad. The problem is uh, wheeled vehicles. Hmm, very close to the Norwegian start line here. And I see a very good tree aligned very perfectly. But I doubt there'd be anybody in it right at the beginning. But you never know, right? So just out of curiosity, let's put somebody there. I don't know if they can see anybody. Yeah, but if okay, so that's height 20, that's height 10. Actually, there's a hill here. It's a big risk, though. Uh, the thing is, sending vehicles across here is risk is very risky because this is very rough terrain here. I think there's some rough, yeah. I mean, there's some actual rough terrain here. It's not just mixed slope, but the chances of getting a breakdown here are very high, right? Um, hmm. Now, actually, I mean, I won't be starting the two-man scouts there. I'm thinking they're starting on this side, um, with probably mounted on some vehicle, um, just to get into that area. I don't need to take the victory X's right at the beginning. That's the difference here. So this is more of a, like the first two battles. And the previous battle was points per turn. So really, you need to take victory X's right away, or as early as possible to gain the points from them. Um, and losing them afterwards would not be a real problem because it's a question of whether you want to, how much men you want to lose to to defend them so that you can keep them for the whole battle, which may result in more points being lost due to loss of men. Um, so recon that side. Um, Now, question is, do I go with Kubelwagens? Because the Kubelwagens can't carry a lot. Unfortunately, they can only carry 2 men. So this is why I'm really thinking I've short cheated myself, short changed myself here. I don't maybe didn't buy things that are really useful, but the Google wagons I could actually um, send across here. I mean, you could actually send them down the road. I think they may even be able to get, because this is height. The back here is height 10. Most of this is lower ground. There's actually height 5, height 10, and then height 20 here. So you can't actually see anything down this road past that point, and then it drops down to height 10 again, and so on. So you know, there's actually a possibility of enemy units in here, because I don't think there's any position where I could see that, unless there's a height 20 um, in my deployment zone, which could look over everything. I don't think there is a height 20 here. Let's see. We'll use this one. How far can he see? No, like that's it's just far enough back that you wouldn't be able to see it. Um, I don't. This doesn't appear to be any height 20 right on. Right where I could would be more useful because I don't think they can see. Yeah, so it's risky taking the road and then trying to cut across there. Um, yeah, so actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to rely on infantry to move up here and battle it out for that. But is that really a good idea? I don't know because they they're gonna be struggling to move very. They're gonna be moving very slowly here. And fighting in the trees is not going to be not going to be very much fun. uh, hmm. Okay, this is high ground here. Being able to get recon up here would be very good. So I think moving those ones up that side is a good idea. I'll leave that one there. But I mean, I can move down here because this height 20 on the road is useful because there's not this. If there's something positioned there, it has the same problem of not being able to see this past that point. Um, now, unless there's height 20, in which case you'd be screwed. Trying to see his height 20 there. Yeah, from there you'd be able to look down the road, I think. But again, I don't. It's maybe not necessary to do that. So what do we have? This side, height 5. That's height 10. I'd just like to get some units into this area earlier. Okay, so maybe the motorcycles this side, or because there's a little bit more open space here for vehicular movement. So I'm thinking motorcycles will move up. Where's the earliest that we could find information about what is on this road? Okay, so here's what I do. I'm gonna take the Kubelwagen. They will move down the road. I think, and I'm gonna load the two-man scouts onto the Kubelwagens. This side is very rough terrain, so probably not suitable for tanks. Or any vehicles, to be honest. So send the motorcycles. Well, the cool wagons will go as down the road as far as I dare, just to see what we can see up here. Not gonna bother trying. Not gonna bother trying to take victory X's early on. That's my opponent's style. I mean, in the first battle, I managed to actually take victory X's right in the last turn, just because I was in the right place at the right time. So it can be done. And so far, my first points battle was actually the one I enjoyed the most so far, which is really weird. Don't know why that was. I guess I just didn't have any expectations of how it would go, and so I just kind of went with it. Didn't really worry about it too much. Okay, so I-20. I wonder if they can. That I-20 can probably see all the way across here. So maybe 4 observer there to start with. There might be better positions. Okay, so there's nothing. I mean, in theory, you can't see anything past this because the start lines, I believe, are set according to the visibility. So these are probably 25 X's apart, right? Through the whole line. So you might be able to see the line, but that's about it. So this over here we have I-20, meaning that if I move down the road, he'll have the reverse line of sight here. But we'll see. It's theorizing at the moment. I think I'm better off moving these down the road early on, and seeing what happens. The tank's probably not as important to do that, but we'll leave them on the road for now. As long as we can't be seen, that's the most important thing. We're height 10 here, so that should be all right. And we have, I mean, this is height 5, height 10, 10, and then we can slope 15, and then we're up to height 20 here. Now, I'm player 1, so I don't really care because he can't react to seeing me now yet. Now, unless of course he deploys artillery there, which maybe is probably gonna happen. Actually, it hasn't happened yet, but yeah. So I'll probably move those further back because if we move it along the road, I mean, it's just not going to be any hindrance for the movement. Okay, so infantry. Well, my basic idea was to move one infantry platoon here in this line, another one up this side, and the third probably starting further back behind this side. Actually, I mean, victory X's are a year, so we really should move up. Yeah, actually, they should move into this area. Yeah, I think. But the group year is actually going to advance all the way to year. At some point, I hope maybe. I doubt it. I doubt they get there. I'll probably get stopped somewhere along year. Let's see, what is this area here? Is this high 10? High 10. But we're behind trees. Actually, this is higher ground. So, well, that sucks. Can't actually start that far forward. High 10. Okay, so these guys, we're gonna have to change this. Yeah, these ones will have to start on this side, I think. So, don't know. Probably gonna get complaints about how silent this was. Well, I'm sorry. I just can't take the risk of putting the music in. Again, it's just too annoying to have things get muted during in the archive. So, um, okay. So, one start here. I'm gonna spread these out a bit afterwards. And the mortar. No. Oh. Okay. And the other one over here. Height 20. Okay, they're gonna have to start in different heights, I guess. Where's the other one going to start? 10. Okay. Uh, hmm. Start them there. And A0 unit. Probably back here. Let's not worry about that one yet. Okay, so support platoon. Up through here. Yeah. And the mortars. Mortars might be able to start. They might be able to start back here, actually, because this is height 0. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, and there, and whoops, 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 wrong ones. Helps you select the mortars first. So I said here, here, trucks close by. Okay, those are gonna struggle. Not sure. Height 20 there, actually, but there's trees in front of us, so yeah, I'm actually thinking here for the heavy machine guns. Okay, let's have a look. This is height 20. Let's see how far they can see from there. Not very far, because again, there's trees. So being height 20 does not help you if there's trees in front of you. That might work for a start. Yeah, let's go with that for a start. Probably want to put them a little further apart, though. Anyway, we'll look at the details in a minute. Just trying to get general idea where everybody's going to go. Unfortunately, the snipers do not get a ride unless I put them on the tanks and move them forward. On the other end, there's enough possibilities of high ground here. I can actually see out there, so that might not be a bad thing. This is all height 20 here, though, so you're not really gaining any benefit from it. Okay, so, well, we'll just advance them with behind these guys. Something like that. What else is there? Nothing. But aside that, I'll leave that for last. Okay, so let's look at this in a little more closer. Height 10. This is all height 10, and so we won't be able to see through the trees until you get to this position here anyway. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll advance down this open gap here. I think gives a maximum amount of height 10. Well, it's height 20 here. Okay, no, this is height 15. Doesn't really give you much information. Okay, I think this is how this is gonna go. No. I can move them back. I'm putting too close to the front. This is height 5, height 10. Yeah, they're gonna be moving pretty slowly here. There's no, it's unavoidable. And then with the sniper a little ways behind. Well, let's do like that. But a little further back. That is height 10. Wrong one. clicking the wrong ones here. All right. I actually want that one in there. Yeah, we'll start them out like that. And the side. All right, these guys are gonna have to move further back. We're gonna do the same thing, but the yep. Well, on this side, I think I'm gonna start because I'm considerably further back, so I'm gonna start right up against it. We'll move up to the open area here. Should be able to maintain line of sight. And the other ones will move through the trees. With the sniper coming up close behind them, so just for the heck of it. 15. Don't I wish I could start a little up the side, but there's this height 20. It means that you're gonna get seen fairly quickly. So might as well move up this side and height 20, height 15. You're gonna have to move further back. That doesn't help. That actually doesn't help. Yeah, because the thing of it is, they're gonna move up, and they're gonna be in the open year anyway. So, depending how fast they're moving, um, actually, why am I worrying about it? I mean, I can get if I start here, these I'll be down into this level already. Um, this area is a bit more tricky, I think, because uh, actually, if I start them here, they can't be seen right away because the visibility is only 25, and I mean we're far enough back from it. Um, okay, change your plan. Let's do this then. Can he be seen? What line of sight does he have? Nothing. Okay. Okay, not much. They're well enough hidden to start them back here. And okay, so um, then they're not starting in formation, so I don't know. I mean, I could start an information up here. They would be able to move down here, but there's a lot of slopes here, so they wouldn't get very far. um, I'm gonna do it this way, and then just move them up into the trees here as early as possible, while these ones are actually moving past that point. Um, I actually would prefer to have this group be closer to the side, but it's kind of tricky because, um, again, there's nobody up here, right? Um, oh yeah, and Norway has cavalry. Yeah, so guess what? I mean, there's a lot of cheap units available, um, which Germany doesn't get much of anymore. Well, I think there are cheaper ways to do things. It's just I don't have enough experience to pick it out yet. Long way to go before I could just comfortably put together a battle group without too much hassle. Um, right now, it really is quite a chore to put this together, and it really shouldn't be, right? Do I need to move those back? Let's actually move them forward. Yeah, the thing is they're moving up onto height 20, and then I don't really like that. Um, how much can these carry anyway? They can carry only 6 men. Um, these are 2 each, so that is 1, and they could carry the other ones, but the Zufir is going to get left behind. That's kind of annoying. Like I said, don't really have much transport. In fact, I have no transport at all. And the cool wagons don't carry a lot. So, I'm going to have to move these a little further back. Yeah, well, not that, maybe not that far back, but just back far enough that they're not really on the, right on the front. Um, So, thinking loading them onto the cool wagons, the 2-man scouts, because that's all the cool wagons can carry. They can only carry 2 men. They're gonna have, so not much help there. And we're gonna move that group up through along the road just to do reconnaissance up here. I think they have comparable speeds. Speed 48. Motorcycles are quite fast. Speed 55. Wow. Um, damn, that's fast. What do I do with those? Don't know where they'll be needed. I don't know how, and if wherever they need, they're probably not going to be able to get there in time. So, I they're more useful out here, or maybe moving them up into these trees, maybe. Um, okay, changing my mind again. I'm gonna put this platoon behind this one. Well, the trees near means there's going to be uh, probably a lot of fatalities near. The infantry are not really going to be able to move up on this side um, very quickly. So this group probably should actually start here um, to maintain some line on this side. So I could have just left them over there. Damn. I'm such an idiot. I think that was okay. Yeah. Damn it. Well, because I didn't. Well, I'm an idiot. That's really the only answer. But I'm still going to send this recon up here. Or we can send them up that side because we've got a lot of recon moving up down the center. Yeah, let's do that. How about that one? And this one over here. Okay, I still haven't decided where to put that. Put it up there, and I'll put him over here. Okay, I think that should be all right. So loading. Let me go through these. Can't really see anything. Game doesn't tell you very much in this mode because like you don't really get a lot of information down here. Yeah, okay. I went through all of them. I think I set all the ranges and stuff. I'll just have to check them again when the turn starts, which is actually directly after this. So let's get a move on. I'm gonna put these on here. I'm not gonna actually gonna spread them out a bit more, just so they're not. Observer team. I wish I had a way to. Yeah, the motorcycles can't carry anybody. That's actually 3 men. Oh wow, that's a lot of guys. No wonder they so. No wonder they. It's quite expensive. 30 points. Losing those are very quite costly. So I don't know. For observer. Yeah, start them out here. You can see quite a bit. Okay. Now, I think I'm probably gonna. I did say I was gonna move these further apart if I could figure out where to put them. I don't know what they can see from there. Actually, that's not a bad position, but they're too close together. Height 20 there. I think he's still in visual, right? Yep. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Um, they need a good line of sight, right? That's the whole point. Otherwise, however, the main problem here is they can't see into this area. So that's awkward. Um, okay, I think that's it. Uh, we're gonna go with that and see what happens. I've loaded everything onto whatever I was gonna load them onto. I have trucks here. I mean, I could use those if I desperately need to move things around, but they quite actually considering. Well, I mean, the thing is, off tracks are very expensive, so I think they're like 45 points for a section now. Um, so it's not very cost effective at this with 1,000 points. So yeah, look, seriously, you have to play a few 1,000 point battles, I think, and then see what happens after that. Um, okay, so we're gonna have recon moving up this way, infantry behind them. Goal is to take those, but probably won't get that far because I mean they're not gonna be able to move very fast. Um, and my opponent moves a hell of a lot faster than I do. So, yeah, but in this battle, it doesn't really matter because you know, uh, uh, they only with 250 at the end of the at the end of the battle anyway. So it's not as bad as it's not as tricky as play points per turn victory X's. Okay, so that is it. I think. I hope. Um, I have some recon moving up here because this side is quite open. Um, and this recon will basically be doing recon for this platoon here. This platoon has recon, and we have these ones moving up behind them to help them out or move across here, if necessary. Um, that'd be tricky, but might be necessary. Um, okay, well, I guess we'll see how that works. Put deploy. And let's have a look at that again, just in case. What have I missed? I'm far enough back that it's not too dangerous, especially on this side. Uh, this is a bit of a risk if he puts artillery in there. Um, yeah, we'll take the risk, I guess, and see what happens. Company HQ is very far forward. Um, so I'm actually going to put these ones like 20. Yeah, let's put the support platoon on this side. Okay, I think I'm done. I just want to make sure. What can I see? Yeah, I keep forgetting I'm player one, so I don't really have to worry about it that much. Because I mean, obviously, player two can't react to anything I'm doing until these turns. So, um, yeah. So we're gonna actually move recon down the road and see what we can see in when the battle starts. And I've loaded the scouts onto those. Yeah. And let's have a look at the headquarters. Well, ranges look okay. And what else is there? Nope, I think that's it. Okay, let's quit deployment. Okay, so